everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Go to Sichus, Parshas Chayei. Now we're going to do the next little keto, next little idea. Hashem will finish in 2 days. It's a very nice idea, and I think it's what we're going to learn is going to sort of a way to look at life, look at Torah. Just in short, on the outside, is that we discuss an interesting event in the story of the sixth parsha about Eliezer going to find the Shiur, and how it all plays itself out and why all these things happen. I don't want to give everything away, but that's basically it. And we're going to learn a lesson in terms of us and the way we look at our lives and how we look at Mashiach. So let's jump right in. First, hey, Shiur v'nisuyin harishonim hamustarim b'Torah, the first Shiur, the first marriage that is like talked clearly in Torah. Hey, now my parsha was this week's parsha. Nisius shel Yitzchak. Yitzchak getting married. The Fia Medrash, going to the Medrash, merumez b'Torah, gam nisuyei Adam and Chava. So the Medrash does talk about Adam and Chava's marriage. But ach ein sham ela remez v'mispar milim mu'at. It's only a few words and it's only in the hints. Not as elaborate as we have here. K'shesiper Eliezer davar shlichusi la'aram narayim al yidei Avram v'darke l'sham. Eliezer explains his shlichus haram narayim, and his way to get the Amar. What does he say? He says, the Avay Hayom, and he goes, and I came today. He's telling the Chaver over there what's going on, and what's the whole story behind why he's here. And he finds Rivka by the well, and she brings him home and to take care of them, and they understand he has money, and so they go, so they ask him. So he says, they go, sit down, relax. He goes, listen, I need to talk. Before we do anything, before I start eating, relax, I want to tell you something. So he says, and I came today. So Mafash Rashi, what does Rashi explain on this? What does it mean that I came today? It means today I left Avram, my bus, and I came here today. So for Mikan, so what do we learn from this? Rashi says, this fits there. He jumped away, meaning something that takes days upon days to get there. He got there in one moment. That's sort of the story. So the question we should be asking ourselves: why? Why did this happen this way? Why did he have to jump? Just go walk. How can a whole human being get there? So you get there a few days later. Why does it have to be that he jumped? That it came in one day. You know, a miracle happened. Hashem doesn't like making miracles for no reason. So what was the miracle going on over here? Why was this happening? And and even more, why did Eliezer tell this? In fact, he could have just had this get to there and just gone there, but he tells them about this. The Rebbe says we'll explain this in two ways. The second way we're going to explain this is more Chassidus Hapshata. And with that, we'll understand that the neshama, the depth of what really the message is. Meaning, as we learned in Yonah Chassidus, that the Chassidus is not another pirush on the Torah. Chassidus is the neshama of the Torah. So we're going to learn sort of the neshama of this idea. And when it's the neshama expresses itself everywhere. Whereas the pshat is like a limb. You have different limbs of your body, but then you have the neshama, you have the heart, you have the soul. Soul is everywhere. So then we're gonna explain the soul part. Let's see. Vav. Aleph. Shalach Avram es Eliezer l'Aram Naraim. When Avram sends Eliezer l'Aram Naraim, kasav shtar matana liYitzchak al kol misachol. So Avram writes, he wants his son to get married, so he writes a document saying, all this is Yitzchak's. All that I have is all Yitzchak's. So make sure he doesn't have any issues getting married, doesn't have any money. He has everything he needs. Where case that Haya love then hey b'kesha, that's the name Mishtam. The question is, how's Avram going to write this? Does he write the day that he's currently at? That day that Eliezer is going. And why not? Why? But on the other hand, why shouldn't he write it ahead? Yud Zayin Yamim Hanesiyah for the 17 days of travel that it should have taken. So he writes it that in 17 days it's Yitzchak. Until the, but why write it right now? It's a whole trip going. Yichud lefi Psaka Mishnah, because like it says in the Mishnah, Chayiv Adam liyos chas al nesach. A person should be careful with his money. He shouldn't be wasteful. So therefore, why would he write it today if it's going to be another 17, 20 days that it's something else? Because think about it, once this happens, once he gives it over, if that document gets taken and this is the document is yours, then Avram loses everything. But the Mishnah says a person shouldn't be wasteful with his money. So why would he write it then? He should write it for 17 days later. Yeah, we understand that he's doing this for the shidduch purposes. But why does it be 13, 17 days earlier? And if he does it 17 days later, it will be called the Shtar Muchan. If he does it 17 days before, meaning 17 days later is going to come, that's the logical amount of time it takes. He'll do everything, work out then. So then, and the document we've written now is not the best way to do the document. It's kosher, but it's not chad chalak. It's not smooth. It's not clear. It's not the best. Chad chalak is like in we have the meat, kosher meat. We say it's what's the word now? It's glatt kosher. That's like chad chalak. It's like glatt, the best. Seeing if Avram is that harich kosher b'shtar, v'lechein heisa kfitz derech. And that's why Avram writes. So Avram therefore writes it, but he didn't do it that way. 17 years later, right on that day, and that's why there's this kfitz derech. Ayim yitzasi v'ayim bastim. Like Eliezer says, I left today and I came today. Kidei shan anesichim lo yufku v'shus shlabim lifnei hamoed. That in order that his possession won't be given over before the time. Sort of. Because I want to write it, he writes it on that day, even though it wouldn't be as nice if he wrote it that day versus later. But what happens, they switch it around, so to speak, make it fit the derech, whole miracle, so then it comes the same day, and then it looks good, and it goes well according to the mission. So 1 second. B'shah shehigia Eliezer l'Aram Narayim chasha shema yishalu ha'suel v'lavan v'fasha tarich ashtar v'hu so what's going to happen is, if he's going to write it for a different date later, then they're going to come, love and going to look at this and say, well, what's this date? A little shady, a little fishy. His daughter is Eliezer. So Eliezer jumps before they're going to ask all these questions. He's going to say, I'll takshu pushes, asking questions. That's why he jumps in and says, I left and I came today. The date is this. It's exactly the same day. We're all good. The star is a good document. This is valuable. This is my document. It's going to help us with the shidduch. So that's the simple pshat. That's the halachic pshat. Why did he have to fix the derech? In order to make sure that the star, the document that he gives them, that which is the title of all of his possessions, Avram's possessions, is clean and kosher in the best way possible. Now, if you're on Chassidus, you could say it's a little bland. Today, now we're going to start learning the Chassidish Teich. So this is the base. The second Teich is the Chassidish Teich. Kasuv, it's written in the Medrash, Sherivka, Beveis, Suel, Heisa, Kushishana, Ben, Achich. Rivka was like a rose among thorn bushes. That it's specifically in the thorn bush where the roses, they specifically have to be in the thorn bush. With them, they have something that helps the roses grow. Funnily enough, what helps them grow is the thorns. You have to look specifically for these types of places where they're going to grow. But it's very difficult to get the roses because how do you get in there? Because you have all these thorns around them. But because of this, because of the rose, but because of this, everything gets, the thorn gets, the roses get. It's this weird situation, weird relationship, so to speak, between the thorns and the roses. The roses are beautiful, everyone wants roses. To get the roses, you have to get the thorns. But without the thorns, the roses don't grow. And also, it seems like he's saying here that also the roses help the thorns grow. Now, what does this mean in a deeper sense? Well, that's a simple sense. What do I mean in a deeper sense? He explains like this. When Rivka becomes 3 years old, and one day, on a technical sense, she's able to get married, to have relations when she turns 3 years old. Meaning, in a technical sense, she can marry Yitzchak. Hirgish Avram miyad hadavar. Avram immediately senses this. He realizes there's a girl that's ready to get married to my son. She's 3 years old and she's good. His paschus zo heisa him havyasa es hatziduk v'habasis lehizkashusa b'kedusha v'hitzasa mibein hachaychim. So miyad ama Avram Eliezer el artzi v'el meladati kelech lakachta isha livnim v'Yitzchak. So Avram senses what's going on. He senses there's a girl, it's Yitzchak. I mean, that's Rivka, that she's ready for her son, get married, be a good marriage, all good things. So he says to him, now it's time. You have to go to where I come from, my land, my birthplace, and go and find the wife, my son. Now, if there wasn't the Kvitz Derech, we didn't have to skip the journey and go quickly. We would have just gone the long route, 17 days. Rivka, Nisharas Bain, Love and Basil, Zman Yusuf. And Rivka would have to be in the house of Love and Basil, which is like the thorns, for longer. And therefore, we wouldn't be able to take her out between the thorns. The Ali, the Shlichus, Eliezer, and Terem, and Malay, the Rivka, Shosh Yomim, Yom Echad. Immediately when she becomes eligible to get out of the thorns, 3 years and 1 day, and that's why there's Kvitz Haderech. In order that the Rivka shouldn't suffer amongst the thorns any longer. So therefore, when Eliezer comes around the name, he realizes so they're going to say, as they actually did say, they said, hey, Rivka should stay with us after the shidduch happens. Yeah, it's a good shidduch. We'll let her go. She should stay for another year. And that's what we don't want. That's amongst the thorns. It says Hayom. That's what the first thing it says is Hayom. Aleichem ladas, you have to know shelefanenu inyan tali bergaim. That I came. We're rushing. You're rushing. You can't say, oh, wait another year. You understand? I took a 17-day journey today. I got here today. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. We're not waiting around for this. Aleichem ladas shelefanenu inyan tali bergaim. Kol rega yakahu. And every moment is so precious. And the proof of this, I left today and I come today. And what? So it's so beautiful. So what's happening? Eliezer is running and he's managing to have a kvitzus aderech. Why? Because Avram realizes that Rivka is ready to be married. Rivka, that's the rose among the thorn bushes, like it says in the Medrash of Shiur. So Avram recognizes, he senses there's Rivka, she's available, she's ready. Let's get her out of the thorn. No one wants to hang out in the thorns. Unfortunately, or fortunately, and this is sort of we can say about being about children, that we grew up, let's say, amongst thorns, among not necessarily a healthy environment, but that's what makes us grow. That's what makes Rivka so special. But once we've passed that stage and we're good to go, let's get out of them. Shouldn't wait it forever. As much as all our previous life helped us to get where we are today, that doesn't mean let's keep on staying there so we can gain more. We've matured. We have time to move on. When Avram senses that, and he senses it in a spiritual sense, Rivka, there's a Rivka that's ready. It's a rose that's ready to be cut, taken away from the thorns. Let's go get her. And that's why Eliezer runs, or that's why he has a kvitzus derech, and he gets her. And therefore, and because they want to get her out of that bad situation, so that's why Eliezer jumps in. The first thing he says, he goes, "I left today and I came today." He's showing them the zrizus, we're rushing over here. And therefore, even when they come and say, "Hey, it's good, but let us stay a little bit," like, no, we gotta go. And tomorrow we're gonna learn what does that mean for us, Hashem, how we can take that attitude and see how to apply it. Mitzvah Hashem tomorrow, but for sure we have to recognize that, like the Medrash says, that we can say to us, even if we were amongst thorns, we had the rose. We continued tomorrow.